You guys want to hear the most white fucking girl wasted story ever? Okay, I got my mate had this thing with this girl, white girl, and then he calls me up and he's like, this girl that I'm with, she has a friend. So I was like, all right, like that's the homie. So I was like, okay, come over. So he comes over. He's got these girls with him. They're very pretty, by the way, very pretty. Yeah. So, anyways, like at the start, it was fine. Like we were just chilling, like having some drinks, whatever. I was talking to the other girl, obviously. I smashed, and then yeah, like it was going good. And then I went into the room with, went into my room with the girl, and then he was in the lounge with his girl, right? Mind you, at the time, I lived with this Chinese flatmate who was like super, how do you say it? Super, he got so annoyed of like, there was like the tiniest bit of noise in the house. And bro, by this time, the girl in the lounge was super fucking drunk. She was like just being crazy. Like she was like screaming like, fuck me, like finger me, like on the couch, right next to my Chinese roommate's room, right? Keep in mind, I didn't really realize at this time, but both these bitches were batshit crazy. They were fucking ridiculously crazy. So we walk out, and then this girl's on the fucking couch, on my couch, naked. And then the girl that I just smashed, she just went up to the fucking girl and started fingering her, bro. I swear to God. Me and my mate were just looking at each other like, what the fuck? Like, this is really fucking, like, weird. Like, usually I would find it hot, but it was, like, really fucking weird in the moment. And, like, just so loud, just, like, causing a mess. And then, like, past that, like, that wasn't, like, a big thing. Like, they didn't go for ages or whatever. Like, there was this little thing. And past that, they just started getting so fucking... not particularly the girl that I was talking to, but my friend's girl, she was getting so fucking crazy. She was, like, depressed and suicidal. We were like, okay, like we got to get them out of the house. Like, my Chinese roommate is fucking going crazy at me at this point, fucking Chingwang. But it must have taken us a solid 15 minutes to get them out of the house, Like, we're just fucking, like, we ended up having to carry them out the house, right? Anyways, we finally get them in the car, and we're trying to drop them off at her place, because at this point we were like fully over it. We were like, holy fuck, like this shit, like they're actually like being psychotic, like crazy. When we were walking out of my house, they're like screaming, rape, he's trying to rape me. And we're like, bro, what the fuck? So we're in the car, we're driving. I'm driving, by the way. I'm driving. The girl that I'm talking to is in the passenger seat, and then my mate and his girl are in the back, right? And then we're driving. We're on a bit of a highway, bro, and like this girl is like going absolutely crazy. Like she's like really suicidal. She keeps threatening to kill herself, whatever. Bro, like I'm doing like 100 Ks. She opens the door and tries to jump out of the fucking car. Like it was just crazy. And then they started arguing like fucking crazy. Like the two girls, they started arguing so hard. And like they wanted to fight each other. Like they really wanted to fight each other. They were so mad, even though they were friends, which I didn't really understand. So I was like, fuck this, because she kept trying to jump out of the car. So I pulled over the fucking car. This is like in the middle of the highway, by the way. And there was like this grass patch. So I pulled up over there. They got out of the car. I shit you not. These girls started fighting each other, bro. I don't even know why. Like, they're literally just fucking crazy. Oh my gosh. But they're fighting each other on the fucking lawn. And then they're fighting or whatever, having like one of their girly fights, pulling hair, whatever, fucking wrestling on the ground. And then just out of nowhere, they just make up. They just start laughing, like hug, whatever. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? These bitches are actually fucking psychotic. So they get back in the car. And we're not far from her house at this point. It's just around the corner. All right. We finally get to her house. And she just does not want to get out of the car because she has a crazy dad. Little did I know, her whole family is just fucking crazy. Because her dad comes out. So yeah, he just comes out. He's screaming. And then he's like to, not to his daughter, but like to his daughter's friend. Like, this was really weird. He was like, I'm gonna RAPE you. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, and then that made me and my mate get into a bit of a confrontation with their dad. But like looking back at it now, I'm like, yeah, like these women were just absolutely out of their minds, bro. Like I've never met. I was so scared. When I tell you I was so scared of women after this, I was genuinely fucking scared. I was genuinely fucking scared of women after this. But anyways, the girls end up running away like around the fucking corner from the house, and then me and my mate were like, fuck this, we're just gonna get the fuck out of here. So we got the fuck out of there, right? But you think that's done? It's not fucking done. Okay, so we drive off. That night is done. That night is done. A week later, these women drive past my house and they throw a fucking rock at my window. Keep in mind, I never did anything to these fucking women. I never did anything. All we really did was fucking help them. They drive past my house and they throw a fucking rock through my window. Alright? That's not even the craziest. Maybe a week after that, I was telling you about how I have a Chinese roommate. I also have another roommate. His name was Steve, right? He was home, but me and my mate were at the gym, right? So we're at the gym. These two girls pull up to my house when I'm not there. Keep in mind, we had them blocked on everything. We weren't talking to them. They pulled up to my house, and then my roommate answered the door. And they were like, oh, hi. Like they were good at acting like they weren't fucking crazy. They were good. And they're like, oh, hi, like, we're just waiting for Kiani and Tom, blah, 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 like, and he's like, oh, okay, like, you know, like, he just let them in because he didn't think anything of it. He calls me up, and he's like, yo, bro, like, I don't know if you know, but, like, there's girls here to see you and Tom, and I'm like, oh, fuck, because I knew exactly who it was in that moment. Man, they ruined my fucking gym sesh, by the way. We got in the car, we drove back to fucking my place, but I told my roommate to kick them out. So he was kicking them out, and he said they were coming on to him, you know, like they were trying to have a threesome with him. They were trying to have a threesome with him, like touching his dick and shit, sexually assaulting him. And then he ended up getting them out of the house. And then once again, they're screaming, help, he's trying to rape us, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, bro. They were psychotic. One of the girls ended up going to like a fucking mental institution or whatever. Like, there was a few more weird things after that happened that weren't as serious, so I'm not even going to bring them up. But, like, obviously, it sizzled out over time. Like, they obviously found some other men to fuck with. Moral of the story, do not trust pretty white girls. Moral of the story.
All right, let's talk about how I became the third baby mama when I really thought I was the only one. I'm just doing the story time while I do my makeup. The crazy thing is, the first question I asked him is, you a baby daddy? Do you have kids? Probably met up like a week after that. Yeah, I got pregnant like 4 months of us knowing each other. 4 months. So let's just remember, at this time when I found out I was pregnant, this is gonna be both of our first child. I probably was like a month or two pregnant. And he was like, I gotta tell you something. And he was just like, so how about the girl boyfriend hit me up talking about he think that I'm the father of the baby that's already here. So me, I'm just like, okay, you know, this is probably not his baby. Then they did a DNA test. Boom, he the baby daddy. Having our first kid together. 2, he just found out he have a 3-week-old baby. And I'm pregnant. And I'm the second BM. The next week, y'all, it's another, man, I gotta tell you something. What more do you have to let me know? And at this point, we still together, but I'm looking at him sideways, because another girl just hit me. Another girl hit me up saying she finna have a baby in a couple of weeks, days, whatever the fuck it was. And out of me and 2 other niggas. Bitch, now, don't know if you the baby daddy again. My only beef with him then is like he was so inconsiderate of my feelings. He was like, I'm the one that just found out I got 3 kids now. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm the one that got a baby growing in me because this supposed to be our only one. So they did the DNA test, and as you can imagine, you're the father, nigga. Love my baby, she's 3. And yeah, just get to know a person before you lay down and have a baby with them.
So my best friend, let's call her Megan. She started dating this guy, we'll call him Ben. Megan and I have always been really close, but I could not stand her boyfriend. He was a total sleazeball, would never treat her right, but of course she couldn't see that. So one day I was over at his house helping Megan set up for his surprise birthday. I'm alone in his room and I have this idea. What if I give Megan the proof that she needs to finally break up with him? So I pull out a lipstick from my purse. It was actually my sister's, so I knew Megan wouldn't recognize it. and I just slid it under his pillow. But I left enough of it hanging out so that Megan would see it. After the party, I made up a reason to go back in his room. I had purposely left my jacket in there. So Megan came with me and she immediately sees the lipstick under the pillow. Her face dropped. She could not believe it. And me, I acted shocked. I was like, oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, Megan. She confronted him. And obviously he denied it, but she didn't believe him. And they broke up a few days later. The part that I didn't expect was how badly the breakup would affect Megan's confidence. I hated seeing her like that, but honestly, I felt like being insecure and single was better than being with a guy like Ben. Was it problematic? Yes. But do I think I did her a favor? Yes. She never would have left him on her own, and he was the kind of guy that would just drag her down and always make her question her self-worth. And to this day, Meg has no idea. Her and I are still best friends, and the only difference is that she has major trust issues now.
I found out that my boyfriend was his sister. I've already talked about this on my account before, but I realized that I have a lot of new followers that have absolutely no clue where my lore came from and why I am the evil woman that I am today. So yeah, let's get into it. My boyfriend was fucking on his sister. The moral of this story is to please trust your gut, because when I first met this woman, I wouldn't even sit there and call her no goddamn woman. I wouldn't disrespect no woman like that. That is a pea-burn braid ass bitch, okay? Like, I can't stand this hoe. And no, it's not because she fucked my man. It's the fact that, like, literally how her brain operates. Like, she's an idiot. Can't say that. Anyways, let me take you back. Okay. We was out on the city doing some things, driving, you know. If you know, you know. We was driving around. He was like, take me to my sister's house. I'm like, okay, cool. Because that's where all his stuff was. Okay, cool. So we drive and we go to his sister's house. And the very first time I pull into this driveway, I'm like, so I just get like the most weirdest feeling in my fucking stomach. I'm like, who is this? He's like, this is my sister. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Okay. So I let it go. Okay, cool. But then the second time I pulled into her house, this is a little while later, like maybe like a week later, I again get like the weirdest feeling. I asked him again. I said, who is this? He said, this is my sister. I said, like, your real sister? He was like, yes. I was like, okay, cool. Fast forward probably about like 8 months, this man ends up going to jail. He had a warrant out for his arrest. His sister's house got sworn by the U.S. Marshals because he ended up staying with his sister because he was on probation. That was the address on his probation. So that's why we were going by her house to begin with, because all his shit was there, right? So anyways, yeah, he ends up getting arrested. House gets sworn by U.S. Marshals right after I dropped him off and I went back to work. I could have been in jail. Lord, I'm not made for it. Anyways, cool. So the day that he ends up going to jail, I was just missing my baby. I was missing my baby, my man. Like, I was obsessed with this man, by the way. Like, couldn't nobody tell me shit about my man. Like, bitch, is my big old shit, okay? Like, he was fat as fuck, but I loved him. I love some big and fat. Okay, cool. Anyways, so I was just missing my baby, all right? So I'm looking him up, right? I'm looking him up everywhere. You know, like, normally people do this when they first get together, but the way that we met was, like, super organically. Like, we met at a fair. We ended up going home together that night, and he had a kid. Like, we were vibing. His kid was fucking with me. His kid was letting me play with him and his toys and shit, and, like, I took pictures of them at the fair. All types. It was a vibe, okay? But yeah, so I was missing my baby. I'm looking him up. I found an old ass Facebook account from when he was in 7th grade, middle school, and it had his sister's name with a heart and a lock. What the fuck? So when he called me from the jail phone, mind you, I had found all this before he even got booked and registered. Like, I was missing him, okay? I was a little delusional about this man, a lot of it. So when he called me, I'm like, hey, so I got a question. He had his sister's name in the bio with a heart and a lock, right here. And so when he called me from the jail phone, I was like, you said that this hoe was your sister, right? He was like, yeah. I said, like, blood sister, right? He was like, yeah. Why? And I'm like, huh, that's so crazy. Why would your blood sister's name be in your Facebook bio with a heart and a lock? What? I would never do that for my brother. He was like, oh, I don't know, like, that's an old ass account. You gotta ask her. Like, she did that when I went to jail the first time. Mind you, he went to jail when he was in middle school for fighting a police officer. I don't want to hear anything about the type of man I choose. I really don't. I know I can't pick him. Like, bitch, that's not the point of this story, okay? So, okay, that happens. And you know what? I was just so delusional over this man, bitch. I let it go. I was like, you know what? Like, cool. If a bitch wants to be a weirdo when my man goes to jail, like, okay, like, I was real life delusional, okay? Okay, so we fast forward another 8 months. So now it's like a year and a half that I've been with this man, and I've had like some sort of feeling every time that this bitch is mentioned. Like, something's off about this bitch, okay? Like, this is what I'm telling y'all. The moral of the story is to please trust your fucking gut, because if I would have trusted it the first time I ever met this lady, bitch, I would never even went through fucking wasting 18 months of my life. Like, go fuck yourself. Okay, cool. So, the man ends up calling me from jail. Mind you, I'm doing the most while he's in jail. Like, there's nothing this man couldn't ask me for that I wasn't gonna do. Because when he was out, he was taking care of me. Like, overly taking care of me. So why wouldn't I reciprocate that when you're in jail? You get what I'm saying? That's just not the type of person that I am. Like, you can't do for yourself, but you did for me when you was out. I'm gonna do for you. I mean, I was at every single motherfucking court date. That man was eating good as fuck. Him and his grandma shared a birthday, and I literally went to his grandma's hospice and, like, I'm gonna just show y'all. Like, I went all out for this girl and him and, like, his family and shit. Like, ugh. I'm talking about, like, $400 on the phones a week. I'm talking about 4 care packages, which are $100 each a week. I'm talking about I was ordering hot meals. Bitch, the fat motherfucker wasn't hungry. He didn't go hungry. I know that for sure. Let me get back to the fucking story, bitch. So this man calls me from jail one day. He's like, my sister done threw all my shit outside my dad's house. It's pouring down rain. Like, can you go get it? Mind y'all, I lived 3 hours away at the time because I had moved away from my hometown and I went to go help my grandfather run his business. That's a whole different story. That man choked the fuck out of me. Okay, I had to go. But this was like right before this, okay? He called me, he's like, baby, I need you to go get my stuff. My sister threw all my stuff outside my daddy's house. It's pouring rain. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did she do that? He's like, I don't know, babe, but can you just go get it? I'm just like, yeah, I'm on the way. Like, when I tell y'all, there's nothing that this man could have asked me to do that I wasn't gonna do because that man took such good care of me when he was out. Like, so cool. I'm like, you want me to ask her why the fuck she did that? Like, why the fuck is your sister throwing your shit and it's pouring down rain? Like, that pissed me off. And he was like, no, baby, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, bitch. I'm on the way already. I'm on the way cruising down the interstate. I'm just really thinking about this shit. Like, no, bitch, you got me fucked up. I'm having to drive 3 hours to come get his shit because you want to throw it out. What is wrong with you? So I ended up texting the hoe. I'm like, why did he just call me and say that you threw his stuff outside his daddy's house? She said, because that's what I wanted to do. What the fuck, bitch? I just sent a whole bunch of laughing faces back, probably like 20 back. Because, like, what the fuck you mean you just woke up and decided you want to throw somebody else's belongings? Somebody else's stuff that, like, they literally let you use. Like, that bitch didn't have nothing for herself. She didn't even have a bed to get fucked on, literally. This bitch sits there and responds to laughing faces and is like, save the laughing face because I can make shit funny for real. Bitch, if you try to get funny, I'm hilarious. So let's get there then. Like, I'm confused. I'm lost. So what do you got to be funny to me about? Because I ain't did nothing but be respectful towards you and your child. And, like, bitch, please don't play with me ever in your bum ass life. I be a secretary by handling shit for my man. A bitch dumb finna handle shit for my man and he can't handle shit from himself. Like, what are you saying? And I can't remember exactly, like, what led on to it, but she was like, you're sitting here riding so hard, going so hard behind a man that brought you around, some bitch he's fucking. He's only brought me around his mom and you, and his mom just died, so what are you saying? No, for real, what are you saying? I start tweaking. I instantly call my friend. Mind y'all, I'm still on the way down to go get his shit. Like, as soon as she said that, like, something just, like, that was what I need. Like, something just clicked. I was like, nah, bitch, can't nobody play in my face. Like, I know what I know. I don't know it yet, but bitch, I know, because I've been having this feeling about this bitch, okay? Long story short, I'm gonna put all the screenshots. I'm gonna put all these screenshots, I swear to God. Basically, this bitch ended up, like, bragging about fucking her brother. And, just so confused. And she was like, you're going so hard behind a man who does incest. I would never do no shit like that. Girl, you're literally the one doing it. And you would never go for no shit like that, but would your baby father, who lived with y'all? Like, it was just, like, in her brain, like, this is why I said that she got a very pea-sized brain, because she was genuinely sitting there and bragging about fucking on her blood brother. Like, she was proud of it. Bitch, you're sick. You're a sick bitch. Like, So me and her end up going back and forth. She ends up saying some shit. I'm like, bitch, you don't even got a bed to get fucked on. Like, please don't fucking talk to me. Like, real shit. Like, real. Come on, bro. You can't say shit to me in real life. Like, in real life, bitch, I'm shitting on you, okay? You fucking 24 and work at McDonald's. Your baby don't got a bed. You don't got a bed. You don't even. You have nothing in life. And there's no offense to the McDonald's workers, but you know, but if you working and you don't have shit, what the fuck are you working for? You get what I'm saying? Like, so anyways, I ended up doing some crazy ass shit, and I ended up calling the baby mama, his baby mama, because I told y'all he had a child, and I never fuck with no baby daddy. So that was a very, if you have a kid, bitch, automatically disqualified. But you know what? Somehow he slipped through the cracks. I also don't do jailbirds. He slipped through the cracks because he's just negative con, and somehow he ended up with me. How did that happen? So anyways, me, my best friend, and my best homeboy at the time, like, we're all on FaceTime, like, debriefing this, because, like, my homeboy lived with him, so I'm like over here like, you didn't see them doing shit? Like, how you let this go down? And then you let me fuck somebody? I was pissed at everybody. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Everybody, I was ready to do 25 to life on the 4th floor with burglars and murders. Okay, like, everybody had me fucked up. Especially with, like, how much I'm gonna sit there and say that I invested into him, like, money-wise, but, like, time, effort, like, bitch, I was researching his case every day, finding lawyers, like, bro, I was doing the most for this man. So, the sister in the messages had ended up saying something along the lines of, you gonna be just as dumb as the first secretary. The only difference is she got a baby out of it. So now I'm like real life confused, bitch. So I'm like, bro, I gotta talk to the baby mama. Like, there's gotta be a way I can talk to the baby mama. But this bitch hated my guts. I have no clue why. Like, yeah, I was fucking her baby daddy. I was with her baby daddy. But, like, me and this woman have had no reason to, like, ever had no type of beef. But she just hated my guts. And, like, she told people, mind you, I never met this lady. I didn't even know her full name. Like, but she's speaking on me, telling people that she hates me. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Bitch. So I end up calling the baby mama, pretending to be my best friend. And we end up getting, like, a whole bunch of tea. This bitch is talking to who she thinks is my best friend about me, like, asking about my life, asking what I do, telling her that it looks like I got my shit together. I'm just like, I'm sitting at the I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, she got it going on. Like, she don't really be bothering nobody. Like, fine. Like, this bitch was really sitting there pillow talking to my best friend for like 30 minutes. Let me know if y'all want that story time. But, like, that shit was crazy. So anyways, I found out that it was in fact true that he cheated on his baby mother with his sister. What are you saying? I might gotta, does he fuck his sister? Do you know if he fucks his sister? Like, fuck what you're talking about, girl. Like, I'm trying to get down to business, okay? So, long story short, I did end up finding out that the man that we're talking about, that's in jail, did cheat on his baby mother with his sister, and she stayed. Mind y'all, when the man called me, because he's calling me as I'm, like, driving down to go pick up all his stuff, right? And obviously I'm finding all this out, so I'm ignoring. I had never ignored a call from him. Since he'd been locked up, I did not miss a single call. So he was like, what the fuck? Yeah, bitch, you are a sick, nasty, trifling bitch. Like, oh my god. So after I go, and I do end up going and picking up his stuff, because, like, at the end of the day, like, that's all his belongings is all he worked for, and if he gets out of jail, he will literally have nothing if it's ruined. So it's like, I'm not a fucked up ass person. Like, you could be doing me the worst way, but I don't want nobody to go without what they worked for. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody works hard for what they have. So it's like, for a bitch to sit there and just go throw out all his stuff in the pouring rain, the stuff that she used, by the way, like, she used his TV, his PlayStation, all that type of shit. So it's like, why would you throw that out? I don't understand that whole situation. I still don't, to be honest. But what I do know is that man called me after I picked up all his stuff from his dad's house, and he was like, I ended up tweaking. I'm like, oh, so you're fucking on your sister, you nasty little bitch? This man ends up telling me that this shit happened in middle school. Mind you, I just found out that he cheated on the baby mama with the sister, and the baby mama went back. So very much not middle school, being as you're 21 and your child's 3. The math isn't mathin', bitch. Anyways, so this is what the fuck he said, which it still doesn't make it any better if you really think about it, because this man sat there and said that they thought that this one man was this bitch's daddy, but it did not end up being his daddy. It ended up being a different man, which was also the man's father, right? But at that point in middle school, when they found out, they already had some sort of relationship going on. All right, cool. So I guess everybody in that middle school ended up knowing, like, they were siblings. Okay, cool. They cut that off. Okay, cool. So I don't know how it ended up getting restarted years later, because he cheated on his baby mama with his sibling. Like I really can't get blood, bitch. So this man proceeds to send me a 20-page letter. I never read it. I'm not gonna lie. I read like a few parts and I got physically fucking ill. Like physically ill, and I gave the entire packet to my best friend, to which she summarized it and laughed at him. She still has them. She's no longer my best friend. That's a whole different story. She let her man say that he was finna shoot me. People just be doing me bad. Like, fuck. Anyways, y'all, yeah, that's the story. Let me know if you want to know anything else. Fuck. This is just an honorable mentional fact. The baby mama, the man actually ended up going to jail again for beating the baby mama, and then he got out of jail just recently. Why the fuck did he FaceTime me the other day and show me his new child? So this bitch now has 2 children with a man that she knows fucks his sister because she got cheated on with his sibling. What the fuck is going on?
Today at work, I have a new client come in. We're chatting, getting to know each other. Like, what do you do for work? And she tells me she's a pathologist. So I'm like, wow, I bet you have some wild stories. And she's like, you know what, actually, I don't really. You work in the morgue of one of the oldest hospitals in London and you're trying to tell me you don't have any experiences. I don't buy it. After a little while of talking, she's like, well, I do have this one story. I need to know it immediately. She's like, well, at my work, we have a level of professionalism. I work with a lot of scientists, doctors. We're logical people, so the ghost story side of things, it's not that accepted. There is this one story, and it happened when she first started there. The woman that was in charge, so the head coroner, head pathologist, is getting her familiar. She's just finding her feet in her first 2 weeks there. And the head pathologist tells her they have one rule that's not on the books. We won't find it in any rule books, but it's what they do. They've done it for years. It's what the guy who she took over from had always done, and so she had always done it. And that was when they autopsy young girls, they will talk to them before they do anything. They'll be like, hi, my name is, and I'm going to be carrying out an autopsy. Just kind of explain what they're doing. Kate, my client, bear in mind she's been to medical school and this is a bit woo-woo. She's like, what the hell is going on? She's like, yeah, we've always done it. A bit of an odd one, but that's what we do here, so I would ask that you do it too. So she's like, okay, thinking it's almost like pulling her leg because she's the new kid, that kind of vibe. She witnesses her boss, Jane, doing it, and so after a while, it just becomes natural. She starts doing the same whenever they have a young girl come in, you know, she's died suddenly, unexpectedly, very sad. All the pathologists would just follow suit and they would all introduce themselves. After a few years of working there, finally Kate plucks up the courage to ask her boss. They're all out one night, like having birthday drinks with one of the other staff members. Jane explains to her that when she first started in this department, she took over from a guy called Norman, and much like Kate is to Jane now, she was like a pathology assistant. So she was just assisting. And Norman, the guy that worked there, was well known to be quite insular. He wasn't a chatter. It was Norman who had said to Jane in the first place, I've got one rule, is that we respect the dead as if they are alive. We don't talk about ghost nonsense, spirit nonsense. I don't ever want to hear that in my presence. Makes it very clear he doesn't believe in it, doesn't want to know about it. The request is that you speak when a young woman comes in. You always talk her through what you're doing. You never disrespect a woman's body. So she's like, oh, you know, I want to get on the right side of this guy because he's miserable old so-and-so. So in this London hospital, like with loads of other hospitals around the UK, they have lifts specifically for staff so that things like this, crash teams, whatnot, if they need to, they can have their own set of lifts which are only accessible if you've got a staff lanyard. The porters, when somebody would pass on a ward, would pull them first through the corridors of the ward, and then they would use these staff-only lifts to go down to the morgue, which were keycard access only. Morgue is exactly the same. So for obvious reasons, they're not just going to let any Tom, Dick and Harry into the morgue, and they need to know exactly who was in there at what time. But back then, in Norman's time, when he first started, it would be like sign in, sign out, and an actual key that you would use to get down there. You'd always have a good idea of who was in there, and it would only be authorised people in there. Norman, being one of those very serious type A kind of guys, was very anal about always having names written down. You know those people, you know? Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, like, everything has to be just so. Every few days, Norman's wife comes down in the staff lifts and goes in, gives Norman his lunch, they chat. And Jane really wonders how a woman like this could be married to a man like that. Bobbed blonde hair, sandy blonde hair, she's well dressed, she's got like the Jackie Onassis type little two-piece suits, and she brings in this cute little lunchbox every day which matches her little two-piece suit. She just wonders how she could be married to a man like that. One day she is getting into the lift and Norman's wife is also in the lift, and she takes one look at Jane and she says, I know he can be a little bit hard, but you know, he means well. He really does. And he's been treating her. She feels like he absolutely hates her, wants her to get the sack. And Jane's thoughts about Norman absolutely hating her are pretty much confirmed one day when the lights in the morgue start flickering and Norman's like getting really peed off because he does things in record time. Like, he is a man by the number, by the hour. Jane tells him, you know, like, go and take your lunch early and I'll try and get a technician down here to sort the lights out. And Jane thinks, this is my chance to impress him. She's made very good friends with one of the hospital handymans. And so she thinks, if I can go and find Roger to get these lights fixed, I'll like have saved the day and Norman might actually be nice to me, might crack a smile. And just as Roger's finishing up, Norman comes down and he does not look happy. In fact, for a man that looks unhappy all the time, Norman now looks furious. He shouts at Jane, he shouts at Roger, and they both scarper out of that room pretty quick. Later in that day, when Norman's had a chance to calm down, he goes and speaks to her and he says, like, it is authorised personnel down here. You cannot just be inviting random staff members down. I've checked the book and he did not sign in, he did not sign out. Like, this is a sackable offence. And Jane is thinking, brilliant, great. But after she sits there and has a think about it, she's like, why is it okay for Norman to have his wife down here, but it is not okay for me to get somebody who's actually works in the hospital to come down? So when she realises this, she gets a right bee in her bonnet. She takes the book, the morgue book, which has all the names written in it, and she heads upstairs to HR. She presents them with the book and she voices her concerns. And they look at each other funny. Darling, Norman isn't married. And at this point, Jane's even angry because she's like, this isn't even his wife. Like, he's just got some random woman bringing him lunch. There's, you know, the woman with the blonde bob, the sandy blonde bob. She's well dressed and she brings him lunch all the time. And both the ladies' faces just go pale and are absolutely shocked. Absolutely shocked that Jane has seen who they call Claudia. Back in the 60s, when Norman had first started working there, when he was assisting the head pathologist, a lady had come into the A&E holding her daughter, who had been hit by a car not far away from the hospital on her way to school. And the woman, rather than call an ambulance, had been so distraught that she'd actually just picked her daughter up and run. She was still clutching the little girl's lunchbox when she arrived. And it was very clear to everybody that there was nothing they could do to save this little girl, but she wouldn't have it. Back, she was screaming, do something, do something. Eventually, they took the little girl away. After some hours, they took her away down to the morgue. But somehow the mum had got hold of the keys and she'd gone down to the morgue and she had gone into the room. Norman didn't have the best social skills. As I said, he was quite insular. So when the mum had come in, he didn't really know how to handle what she was going through, and she begged and begged and begged and begged, please don't touch her, and begged him to give her daughter's body back, but he obviously wasn't allowed. And the woman had basically said that she was going to curse him and that she hoped that her daughter would haunt him forever. And a few weeks later, all of the hospital staff had seen that the mum had actually herself, because she just couldn't cope with the thought of her daughter not being around anymore. At that point, there had been several sightings of her, but Norman never admitted that he could see her, never acknowledged that he could see her. The only time that he ever acknowledged anything to do with the afterlife was when he spoke to the bodies of the children that he had to autopsy. Filming this in the dark. Definitely not going to sleep tonight.